First, we'll talk about that firework safety. I'm joined by Bill Smith, Fire Marshal with Grand Rapids Fire Department. Bill, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
This is obviously your passion. This is what you do every day. Not fireworks specifically, but fire safety.
Right.
You know, coming up to Memorial Day weekend, it's kind of the big first weekend of summer. What are some of the things, you know, that do tend to happen this time of year when people start experimenting with fireworks?
Well, so this is the kickoff, right? This is the weekend that you can fire off fireworks in the city of Grand Rapids, Saturday and Sunday. 11 to 11:45, and when you choose to go buy some fireworks, what I'm recommending is take a look at what you're buying.
Yeah.
Look at the directions. What type of device are you purchasing, and how much room are you going to need for that? And the time to look at that is when you're in the store, when you have that firework expert behind the counter, and you can ask them for additional details on that product.
And, you know, obviously it can be a lot of fun, a holiday weekend, you know, people enjoy fireworks, but they're also dangerous and they can cause a lot of problems. Can you walk through some of the issues that we can see when fireworks are used?
Well, I tell you, it's all about proximity, getting people away from the firework display that you're going to choose to put on, and making sure that you, if there's something that's going to go downrange, that you're not going to hit somebody's yard or somebody's house, or shrubbery, or people or pets, you know, so you got to be very, very cautious about what you're doing with these. We do notice that some people are risk takers, and so we don't want any experimenting going on with fireworks. Don't build your own, don't use commercial grade if you somehow got your hands on them. Only consumer grade products for fireworks, and we don't want anybody to have an unfortunate experience of ending up in the emergency room, the trauma center, the burn unit. Those are all things that can happen if you don't pay attention and take it seriously. These aren't toys. They are not meant for children. You really should be cautious with them because injuries to the eyes, the face, the hands, those are very common, even the head. We've had, in the past 4 years, we've had 5 EMS calls where we had about 3 significant injuries that could have been avoided. And in that same time period, we responded to over 200 fire calls. So they're a competent source of ignition. You need to be aware of what you're doing. And with that, it's a weekend, some people like to imbibe. Please be careful. If you're not in any shape to handle your fireworks, then let somebody else do it.
Yeah, definitely. Drinking and fireworks should not mix. And I mean, if something does start, maybe not to the level that you guys are needed just yet, but you've got some grass that maybe catches on fire or a paper product or something like that, may seem obvious, but what's kind of the best plan of action there?
You're exactly right. Have a bucket of water, have a charged hose line, just like you can play fireman for a minute, right? So if you have your grass take off, your shrubbery, put it out if you can. Have an extinguisher, that works too. But you know what, call 911, that's always a win. We don't mind coming out, even though it's a higher call volume for us. Let us come out and make sure that it's out. Because you don't want an exterior fire moving into your home or anybody else's home. So if you have one of those moments, call the experts, we'll come out, we'll take a look.
Absolutely. And we were talking sort of before the show about, okay, in the city of Grand Rapids specifically, what is allowed, what's not allowed. Fireworks are allowed in the state of Michigan, and then as you were explaining, it's kind of up to the different municipalities, Grand Rapids, what have you, to decide what those rules look like more specifically. So we've got very specific timeframes here. I think we have a graphic, guys, that we can pull up with some of those details, but can you walk us through here? Obviously this weekend we're talking about, so 11 in the morning to 11:45 at night, Saturday and Sunday before Memorial Day. So that's this Saturday and Sunday.
That's correct.
And then continues on for Juneteenth, for the days leading up to the 4th of July, and then also Labor Day. So if someone is shooting off fireworks not during those times, what are the repercussions?
Well, you could face a police action. Because if your neighbors get annoyed with you and they make a phone call, or you have police or fire just happen to be coming by and see what's going on, we're going to stop and talk to you. So we really don't want to have those moments, but just be polite, be mindful of your neighbors. Not everybody likes fireworks. Certainly dogs sometimes have issues with them, and people too. So we want to make sure everybody's having a good experience. And if a neighbor comes by and talks to you very politely and says, hey, can you knock it off? You should consider that before there's a police involvement.
Right. Yeah, just being a considerate neighbor. Everyone wants to have a little bit of fun. Maybe that includes fireworks, but thinking of those folks around you, what time it is, what day it is, everything
Right.
like that. Anything I've missed here that you want folks to know just as we head into, kind of the kickoff of summer weekend?
Well, first of all, we want everybody to have fun. We
Yeah.
want everybody to have a good time. We want people to be mindful and respectful of their neighbors and stay on your own property.
Yeah.
That's another thing. You can't light these things off in the street. Don't go to a parking lot that you don't own. It's your property and your property alone. So do be cognizant of weather conditions. I mean, we're going to have some rain,
Yeah.
so that's kind of a win for us for the weekend. But when things get dried out, and we're going to look at June 19th, that's going to be kind of concerning. And of course, Labor Day and 4th of July is the big
Right.
finale.
Things
right?
start
So-
drying out at that point, and drier conditions with
Yep.
shrubs and everything around.
Absolutely.
Okay, Bill, well, thanks so much for
Thank
being here.
you.
We appreciate your expertise. And of course, we just want everyone to have fun, but safely. We don't want you guys to have to come or anyone have to go to the hospital, anything like that.
That's correct. Let's
Okay.
make sure we're reducing risk where we can.
Absolutely. Bill, thank you. We are going to take a brief break, and then kind of what we were talking about a moment ago, we're going to talk about EMS.